Kids and cadets, sorry about that last video. I had ran out of memory. We were just at the point of trying the replacement coil to see if it had spark with the Chinese plug. It did. I tightened everything down. This was the coil that came with it. It was dead. We tried a couple of Chinese plugs in it. We could get no action. This is a triple turd 2016. We got some ratty rat damage here. We got the guillotine bail bar and the bad coil that qualifies as triple turd. So what I did was grabbed a little carb cleaner after I discovered we had spark. It fired off and stalled, so we're going to clean up the carburetor on this. So somebody's worked on this, noticed it had a new filter in the last video, the aftermarket China plug, and I'm probably guessing we're going to see an aftermarket carb. They tried to solve the issue with carburation. It was spark. I've got another tank, a 2017 model year tank with the breather. I'm just going to switch it out and deal with this rat damage at a later time. I want to install a working tank so we can try it and not mess with the marine tex or the Kafooter, the two-part epoxy. Let me get this thing up on the table. I just dropped Mr. Cluck on its head. Nice breezy day in Southwest Florida. We got a strong wind out of the south. I can smell the margaritas in Key West. And once in a while, the cigar smoke from Havana is creeping in. Just had a nice guy come out. He messaged me on my mowers. I showed him what he had. He says, I got one now, but there's a bolt on the handle that broke off. I showed him my inventory. He didn't recognize it on what I had. I said, bring the machine back. I probably have a junk mower. I can give you the bolt. I says, you just can't go to the hardware store and get a nut and bolt. He said, no, I tried wrapping it up with wire, duct tape, so I'm not sure what kind of mower he has. He says, oh, I'll take a picture and come back. I says, just bring me the whole thing. That way I can see what I'm dealing with. So I figured I'd show you this while he's on his way back. Okay, I remember these two here were kind of stripped on these, and they did come out rather hard. You're all with me. 5/16 or 8mm on the recoil. We've had this off a couple of times to mess with the ignition coil. Okay. The two outer screws are sheet metal. You use your 5/16 or 8mm on that. Then you switch over to your 7 for the screws that go into the plastic carburetor. So hope you guys are doing well. Remove the throttle linkage. The O-ring and the white keeper I'm going to take off and put aside. We got to reinstall those. They feel kind of tacky, like somebody's put RTV on them or something. Feel kind of weird. Okay, going to remove the hose clamp. Get rid of this tank. Reuse the... No, I don't need to reuse the cap. I got a cap on that other tank. Okay. Well, that was dumb of me. I just turned it upside down and all that fuel poured onto my Chinese sneakers. I did that last week as well. Been washing these things, it seems like, on a daily basis because of my not paying attention to my surroundings. That's how accidents happen. Okay, so that's an issue. Harvey forgot to put the 2 screws in here, so maybe there's not even a cartridge in here. Is this the original Briggs? Yep, it's stamped Briggs, so they just went with the air filter and the plug. They didn't mess with this changing out the carb, but they were in here. Okay, water. See that brown stuff at the bottom? That came out in some gas, so we had water down there. Okay, the cartridge is in place. Looks like I can see a white background, so that isn't blocked up. It probably would have been fine without the screws, but maybe a vibration would shake the bowl loose. You don't want that falling down. I've got a junk carb nearby. I'll steal the 2 screws off of it. So that jet's open. Let's separate the cartridge, see if there's any other issues. I think water's what did us in. There's a little bit of buildup in here. I'm going to blast this out with some compressed air. This shouldn't take us long, but this thing dogged us in the other video. So many problems. I still have to search out a bail bar for it in my junk section. Okay, that's clean. That's acceptable. Clean, haven't seen any blockages. I think it was the water. Okay. You with me? Oh, you're with me, all right. Put my cartridge back together. Still looking as pretty as ever. 2 thumbs down. bowl. The O-ring still got a nice bite on it, but I'm going to put 2 screws in it. I brought a couple of carbs out to Mayaca City to do that field service just in case I needed parts, so I'm going to steal these screws off of this backup carb. I was a Boy Scout, so I always like to go out prepared, especially when it's a 40-minute drive one way. If I would have dropped something in the dirt and couldn't complete the job, I would have been an unhappy small engine technician. When dealing with this plastic on plastic, I just like to do it all by hand with a small ratchet. I don't want to get overzealous with my DeWalt. Okay, that's on. We're going to put the O-ring and the keeper back. So this 2016 had been tampered with by Harvey, the homeowner, and he failed miserably in his attempt to rectify this thing, but he gave it a good shot. I'm impressed. He kept plowing through, trying this, trying that. Okay, where's our new tank? Here we go. 2017 tank. I'm going to blast this one out. Do you think it's false advertising when it's a 2016 and I'm making it a 2017? Is that like odometer fraud? Somebody thinks they're getting a newer machine. I should put a disclaimer on it. VIN may be altered or not accurate. Actual year unknown. Okay, so we need the hose. That's the one thing I got to get off of this rat damaged tank. Where's the hosey hose? Okay, where'd I set it? Where are you? I set it somewhere because I didn't want it leaking any more gas. Here we go. Right under my feet. I should have looked down. So I'll mess with this after, take some 2-part epoxy and just fill this in and then spray paint it black to blend it in. And then I'll reuse this. Whoops. See, I don't learn. Okay. I'm hoping we don't have any more issues. I hope it's smooth sailing from here on out. This one gave us a little troubleshooting quiz. what to look for. Soon discovered no spark, and then went after plugs. That didn't make a bit of difference. So what's left? Coil and maybe a grounding out wire that's hitting the frame. And that wasn't so. It was the dead coil. Hardly ever see a dead coil. I do on the Quantums just because they're older machines. These newer crap boxes hardly ever have a bad coil. But quite often on the Briggs Quantums, I'll see a bad coil, because what are those pushing 25 years? That's a long service life. In the aftermarkets aren't terribly expensive replacement coils. I got a few different styles in stock, plus some used ones from dead machines. I got some fresh non-ethanol fuel. We'll put fuel in this. I don't think we had any issues with oil level. So I'll just give this guy the bolt he's looking for, whatever he needs. It's probably in my junk section rusting anyway, so might as well have it go to good use. Who knows, maybe he'll come back and buy one at a later date. Okay, that's plenty to test start it. Well, I got easy access to the oil. I know I'm not level. Yeah, we're good. I don't want to have to take this recoil off again. I'm kind of wearing the threads down on 2 out of 3 of these. I may just hand tighten these so I'm not over torquing. Get this one started. Yeah, they're going in hard. Now this one's going in hard. This one's going in hard. Might be 3 out of 3 now. Probably between me and Harvey, the homeowner, this thing's been off numerous times. I was worried this one was just freewheeling. It finally settled down. Created some metal on metal. That's what I want. Okay, that one's tight. These aren't coming off again. Making a statement. Okay, where's my air gun? There's a little bit of debris buildup on the cylinder head. I want to get rid of that. Let's drop it down. Pull and go. Excuse me. Well, everybody's falling off. So, bail bar and the wheels, that's the other thing I want to do. Wheels are in the middle hole. I want to bring them to the bottom hole to give me highest deck clearance. Little bit of surging. I thought it was going to clear up. It seemed like it wanted to. So I just went over to the governor spring, moved it to the tab to the front of the engine to increase RPMs, and it seemed to smooth it out. So a little RPM increase seemed to benefit the 2016. So culprit bad coil, and it needed a carb clean because that little bit of water in the bottom of that bowl just was not helping our situation at all. Anyway, appreciate you coming out. I'm going to go on to some other projects. And if you see any rats around, tell them not to eat these tanks. That all the shade tree mechanics worldwide would really appreciate it, that they don't have to deal with any rat, rodent damage. Could be squirrels as well. They might like the plastic. There's got to be something in these plastic tanks that they like, because they don't go after the recoil covers. They just seem to like this black plastic. Maybe they mix soybeans in with it or something or other. Who knows? Okay, that's all I got for you. Anywho, appreciate you coming out. Have a great day. No clucking around. Get serious about small engines and small engine repairs. Have a good day. Tip your waitress and wait staff. They'll really appreciate it. Adios, amigos.